Here we are with our revamped and revitalized look into each of the elements and how to play them in Empires of Aether. This video is going to take a look at the Moon Nation, the most unique early game that this game has to offer. You are the most susceptible to early aggression because you need units in order to progress to tier 2 where you really take on your true form. Every unit that you lose is slowing you down because you need to get to 4 armies in order to get to tier 2. For that reason, you don't really need that many resources, but you do need to invest a good amount of them in order to build up your military. But once you get to tier 2, you're an unstoppable force that your opponent is not going to be want to be on the other side of. But that being said, you've got a lot of poor matchups if they are very unit heavy in the tier 1. Let's take a look at their abilities and how they approach the board. The Moon Nation is the most militaristic element available in Empires of Aether. With an incredibly weak early game, your primary win conditions that you're going to go for are boss tiles and 10 armies. An element whose primary win condition is 10 armies. Why? Because the way that we advance to tier 2 is not with 10-10, it's to actually own 4 armies simultaneously. That seems like a very difficult thing to do, but we are bolstered with the fact that every time we purchase 3 soldiers, just 9 food, on a forest tile, we get an army from this. So we need to have a forest very close to our capital. In fact, if a forest isn't touching your capital, Moon is not the pick. I do like Moon in the 10-10 position. I like it being picked last. You spawn with 2 free soldiers on your capital to allow you to expand on the board, and also you see what the other elements are. What other elements are in the game. You have some unplayable matchups. If you find yourself on the receiving end of lightning or poison, or perhaps even fire, but mainly glacier and poison, you're not going to win the game. Moon is not the pick in that situation, especially if a forest is not touching your capital. It'd be great to have more than one on your capital as well, which is why Moon is, a good pick because nature is getting banned a lot, but Moon isn't. But it also requires specific matchups. So I think Moon is actually best served in the 10-10 position. Just get to where you're netting 9 food a turn and get an army out every single turn on that forest tile, and you can get to tier 2 on turn 4 or turn 5. That is later than most elements, but the thing is when you get to tier 2, you've got 4 armies. Start attacking. You are so powerful. You're the most powerful on the board, but you're so susceptible to the early game. If Poison pops Man-Made Plague, well, then you have no chance of getting to tier 2. If they take out 1 or 2 of your armies with an ability, well, then you just cut your timeline, or you doubled your timeline to get to tier 2, and that is just simply not what you want to do. Our abilities are going to help us try to get to tier 2. Lone Wolf. If our general is alone, we get some bonus resources at the end of each turn. Not a very powerful ability, but could be crucial if our tiles aren't very beneficial to us. Rallying Howl, very aggressive card. We can be aggressive in the early game, we just have to watch our matchups like we said. Because we're spawning an army every turn, and this is pretty much starting turn 2. So very, very powerful. And we can bring that army to our general and then move again and perhaps attack an opponent. Very good. Waning. Upon losing a battle, activate this ability and resurrect all of these units at your capital. So even if you do catch yourself in a bad break, you do get 1 bailout. However, it's only 1. So maybe go for early boss tiles if no one is pressuring you. Or if someone is attacking you, you're able to stifle that blow or stem the blow there and get yourself to that mid game. But when we get to tier 2, we are powerful. Waxing. Spawn a soldier at your capital for every tile and resource building that you own. Very strong, especially when we're defending at that point. Part of the pack, when your general is attacking, your soldiers have +1 to your dice roll, and for every boss that you eliminate, permanently add +1 to your dice roll when attacking. Very aggressive. You can see what the style of play here is for Moon. Very rarely are they actually trying to go to tier 3 because you are so strong in tier 2 with your multiple armies on the board and lots of dice roll additives there. Our tier 3s, of course, all werewolf themed here. Soldiers may move up to your general from 3 tiles away, and additionally, we're going to spawn a lot of soldiers when we're claiming tiles because we can place our own unique weather conditions on the deck. The ones that benefit Moon are going to be at the top of the deck. Very cool there. And then we also get to convert 3 soldiers on the same tile as our general to armies that we just move to it with our bonus movement of Alpha. So a really, really powerful pop to help us get to that 10 army win condition if we manage to get to tier 3. And if we outnumber the units, and of course since we are a soldier-based nation, there's a pretty good chance that we do outnumber them, we can attack these tiles from 2 tiles away. So we already have more numbers than them, and we can attack them from range. So very, very powerful, but you gotta have the resources to get there. And so because your own economy is pretty poor, you're going to rely upon tiles that you take via combat in order to help you get to tier 3. That is the very unique and very new, likely to get a lot of work here pretty soon, Moon Nation.